has her own R means this, E means this, P means this, whatever, but you can change them, obviously. So the way that mine goes is R is for reading, E is for eating, P is P. P is for playing, O is for obsessing, the other R is for recommending, T is for treating, and then the last S I put is for succeeding. And I also added a W for what I'm watching that week. Okay, so we're going back a week ago. From today, as I'm recording this, a week ago was the January 20th through the 26th, which is the 4th week of the year. And I finished a lot of books this week. I finished my first Bell Hooks book, which I do want to talk about. I don't know where, but I gotta talk about it. And the book was called The Will to Change. It is a book about kind of men. It's a book about men. It's a book about the sadness of men being a man and kind of what they're robbed of as far as feelings go. At a certain age, they're kind of told they're not really supposed to have big feelings or communicate their feelings, and how tragic that is, and then how that continues to affect everybody, themselves, those they live with, their own kids. It was really good. It was really insightful. And I'm definitely going to read more Bell Hooks books. And I recommend them too. Well, that one. It's the only one I've read. And it's funny because I was talking to a friend. She was actually a friend of a friend that neither of us are friends with anymore. She lives in another state. And we talk about books a lot. And she was like, I'm actually reading my first Bell Hooks right now. And I was like, what? Me too. And I told her which one. She goes, what? That's the one I'm reading. So it was weird. I finished Liars. I don't have it written down who wrote Liars, but the book was crazy. You will hate her husband. It's written about a woman. A woman writes it about her like 15 years or 10 years or whatever with this man who you can tell right off the bat has a lot of red flags. And you know he's just going to get worse and worse and worse. But she's talking about the way that she convinces herself that she needs to stay with him and that, oh, it's probably nothing, or I'm probably crazy, or whatever she's telling herself to make this marriage work. It's nuts. I tore through it. The audiobook I read was The Truth About the Devlins by Lisa Scottolini. I always thought it was Scottolini, but it's Scottolini. And that was a pretty good, like, family thriller about a family that works at a law firm, and the one kind of scapegoat son finds some fishy stuff going on within his own family, and how he has to pick at it until he gets to the bottom of this, like, incident that ultimately does involve his family. It was pretty good. It's a good, little family thriller. Nothing too deep, but it was good. What was I eating last week? I was eating cottage tacos. How do I explain cottage tacos? Okay, it's pretty easy. It was on Pinterest, but it's just cottage cheese. And then you put your taco meat on top of that. And then I put pico de gallo on top of that. And then I put Fritos on top of that. I pack my lunch makes sense. And so last week, I cleaned this bathroom out. That's on the other side of here. That was my daughter's bathroom, but she's like staying with her friend down the street. She moved in down the street. I don't know what she's doing, but anyways, she's an adult now. And so I went in there and scrubbed the heck out of that bathroom. It was bad. And everything was clean. And so I started, that's the full bathroom, so it's got the tub. Our bedroom bathroom has the shower. So I started taking baths and reading in the tub. And so that's how I was, and lighting a candle, taking my time. So that's how I was more playful with my time last week. And then my son forced me to play with his magnetiles, which I actually do like magnetiles, but I just don't have the attention span to sit there and play. And play and play. So I try to build a few things, but it's never enough. It's never enough for him. What was I obsessing about? Oh God, I guess I'll share my misery here. Bird flu is kind of scaring the crap out of me. And I guess we have a tuberculosis outbreak in Kansas. Tuberculosis outbreak, like on a pretty large outbreak. I didn't know that we still had tuberculosis outbreaks. I don't know what to do with that information. I don't know how much information we're going to get because there's some kind of halt on sharing the information about these diseases. So what are we supposed to do? Just wait for nurses in our area to tell us, hey, it's here now. What are we supposed to do? And to my knowledge, tuberculosis is pretty serious, right? I'm scared. Okay. What am I recommending? I am recommending, when I get to watching, I'll tell you more, but The Madness was a pretty good show. The Madness is on Netflix. All the books I read that I mentioned I recommend those. I'm actually looking for recommendations because I need to find a summer job. And I get enough, I'm around kids enough during the school year that I don't want it to be around kids. Because people tend to say, well, you can just go to work at a daycare or a summer camp or something. Like, no. I have 9 months with kids. I want to work preferably with nobody. Second to that, adults. But adults can be awful too. I don't know. Maybe pets. But I don't want pets in my home anymore. Like, they're enough. Quite enough. So, I don't know. And then I highly recommend, I got my son, it's like an outfit holder. So, it goes in the closet and it's got these it just hangs and it's got these little squares that you put their outfits in for the week. I was already doing the outfit planning, but that just makes it so much more convenient. So I just throw Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, in there. And then I grab them and I throw them on the counter the night before. And so everything's like downstairs. He eats his breakfast because he can't eat breakfast in his clothes so he eats breakfast in his pajamas, or I'll just take his pajama tab off and let him eat his breakfast. And then I get him dressed. So I highly recommend outfit planning your Monday through Friday. Just wear what you like. You already wore that outfit. It looked good. Wear it every week. Wear it once a week. It's not that serious. And then the same thing with your kid or kids. Just put some outfits together. They're ready to go. No thinking. Treating. We did go out for Italian. And I got the Pomodoro. I usually get the Pomodoro unless they have Watching the Madness. I did finish it. We finished it last night. It was pretty good. It's about a guy who gets framed for murder, and he's a big shot. He's like a newscaster or something, and he gets set up for like the murder of a white supremacist. So he's kind of like the perfect guy to set up because he's in the spotlight, and he has said things in the past that would make them think like, oh yeah, he would want to do that. So then he's like,